Good morning, friends. Let me start with the bad news. I don't think we're going to make it to Perth. So this way behind me here, that's west. That's looking out to the Great Australian Bight. Basically, if you kind of keep going in a straight line that way, you'll get to Perth, and it looks quite nice, doesn't it? And that's because it is. It's clear skies all the way through to about 100 miles before you get to Perth. And then after that point, it's horrible. There's a low pressure system coming in through the southwest of Australia at the moment, and there are two cold fronts associated with it. The one at the front is kind of a weak cold front, but the one behind it is what they call a strong cold front. And what that means is it's gusty winds, icing, thunderstorms. So because I don't want to be messing around with storms and icing and all the conditions in Perth, I've decided to make a change to the plan to keep going around Australia, but I'm actually going to cut out the southeast part. So I'm going to go from here in Ceduna this morning inland, and we're actually going to go over the desert, over the Nullarbor plain, and land at a place called Kalgoorlie Boulder, which is well known for its gold mining. So that's the amended plan. Let's have some breakfast now, and then yeah, let's jump in Kilo Juliet November and head out to the goldfields. Good morning, Jules. Traffic, Kilo Juliet November is rolling runway 35, crosswind departure to the west, Ceduna. Alright, full power, static RPM is good, temperature pressures are good, airspeed's increasing, 70 knots. Through 80 knots, flaps away. Much better taking off on that runway. Even though it was a dirt strip and shorter, we had plenty of distance and a nice solid headwind. Much better. Ceduna traffic, Kilo Juliet November departed time 5-6, passing 2,500, climbing 4,500, tracking westerly, Ceduna. Cruising along at 4,500 now. You can hear I'm listening to Melbourne Centre as well. What I might do is I might actually see if I can get VFR flight following for this leg. We're in VHF coverage for most of this leg. There's a small part at the end just towards Forrest where we lose VHF coverage at this level, but we can cancel the VFR flight following at that stage. But I'm just going to request it. I've got a flight plan in the system, and if he's not too busy, hopefully he'll give me a squawk code, and then I can get traffic reports, and he can just keep an eye out on me. So let's try it. Melbourne Centre, Kilo Juliet November, flight following request.
Kilo Juliet November, Centre.
Kilo Juliet November is at SR22, Ceduna to Forrest, 4,500. Request VFR flight following.
Kilo Juliet November, Centre, I have you identified and just confirming you are west of Ceduna at the moment.
Affirm, west of Ceduna.
Kilo Juliet November, there's no reported IFR traffic, and the area QNH is 1012.
1012, Kilo Juliet November. So no squawk code, probably not needed because we've got ADSB out on here, so he can already see us. But now at least we're on, literally on their radar to some extent, but at least we're being watched by Melbourne Centre. I'm still responsible for traffic separation. It's a VFR flight, and we're in uncontrolled airspace as well, so I'm still responsible for separating from other traffic. So I've got to keep a good lookout on this flight. But that's why I always put a flight plan in the system as well, so then if you do want to get flight following, it's a lot easier for Melbourne Centre to know who you are and what you're doing.
not going to... Our track is actually taking us out to sea, so we can't see that water, but I can't miss that. So let's go.
576, center request. Sorry, Qantas 576, go ahead. Qantas 576, could you give a call for Qantas 650 to call me on 132.7?
That's pretty spectacular. The colour of that water is amazing.
Center Qantas 650.
For the over water flying for this part of the journey. In fact, just thinking my way round, apart from coastal flying, there aren't any large areas of over water flying that we're going to be doing. Maybe when we get up to the top end, if we get far enough up there over Cape Levesque, we might be doing some more over water. But apart from that, when we come over land here, you can see these rugged cliffs, and then in front of us, basically nothing. There's nothing ahead. There's one road on the south side here, and there's another road about 100 miles to the north of that. Both go parallel. One goes almost along the coast and the other one goes inland, and we're heading for the inland road, so they kind of both go parallel. We're basically going to be over nothing, over the desert, over the Nullarbor, until we get into Forrest, which is a big airport with a huge runway, because Forrest is a good airport which is sometimes used as a contingency between East and West Australia, so if any large aircraft need to get in an emergency or because of weather, then they can get into Forrest because it's got a really long runway, so no problems with us getting in there. But apart from Forrest, which is an hour ahead of us, about 153 miles, an hour ahead of us, apart from that, we're pretty much just over the desert now, and the start of Outback Australia. Well, that line on my moving map display there, that green line that's going across, which we're just about to cross, is the border between South Australia and Western Australia, so we're now in WA. You kind of, as pilots, I don't know whether you're the same when you fly, I'd really like it if there was a physical line that actually went down so you could see when you were flying over. I know it's a big deal and it would probably cost a lot for councils to maintain a giant line across the desert just for us pilots to know, oh yeah, that's the... But you know, it would be nice. It also makes me think that I'm probably already spending too much time in this cockpit on my own. Brakes, undercarriage down, locked, wings to forward, fuel pump on, check, landing lights on, all secure, secure on the right, milkshake.
Traffic landing Forrest, this is X-ray Alpha Lima, could you give me your wind please?
Kilo Juliet November, we're turning final. I've got about 7 knots from 260.
Turbulent, thank you.
And Forest traffic, Kilo Juliet November on final, runway 36, full stop, Forest. Wind, sock is good. Funny how the winds can change, so the wind was pretty much from the west all the way here, but then down on the ground it's pretty much directly from the north. Brilliant airport. God, it's so good to have this runway in the middle of nowhere. This is massive. It's like landing at Heathrow. I'll just get off the runway, but wheels down. Welcome to Western Australia. Welcome to Forrest.
This is so cool. What a cool airport. If you're passing through the Nullarbor and you want fuel, definitely stop here at Forrest. This is incredible. Great facilities, really friendly staff. Awesome runways, really wide. Like you can land anything on those things. But look at this. Look at this. Right in the middle of the desert. There's nothing. Everywhere you look, nothing at all. apart from the toilet, but nothing else. Lee has been awesome. He's the guy who works here at Forrest Airport, refueled the aircraft. Thank you, Lee. If you're watching this, thanks for looking after Kilo Juliet November. We got full tanks now. I'm just going to do a quick once over on the airplane and then hop back in, keep going to Kalgoorlie before, hopefully, before those storms come in.
Levelled off at 6,500 feet now. I've got Melbourne Centre on the radio, but I'm out of VHF coverage, I believe, at this point. We're going to be in and out of it anyhow, but I'll keep it on there just in case they try and reach me. They know I've got a flight plan in the system. My SAR time for 0600 is 2 hours and 40 minutes away, so I need to stay on top of that because we've got about 2 hours and 10 minutes estimated flight time, so I'll need to cancel my SAR time pretty close after landing at Kalgoorlie. But apart from that, it's a really nice easy one. It's Forrest direct Kalgoorlie. That's what we're doing today. We're just going as straight as an arrow. Not a lot more to do. Sit back, stay hydrated, enjoy the view, and I'll talk to you if I spot anything along the way, although can't even see the kangaroos from up here. Making sure the seatbelt's nice and tight. We're going through some more, you can probably feel that as well. I'm sure you can feel that at home watching on YouTube. It's bumpy again now, quite bumpy. I've slowed us down a little bit as well, just so we're not going through this too fast. But yeah, it's not very pleasant at the moment. Still got over an hour to get to Kalgoorlie, and I think, to be honest, the bumps and the wind are only going to get a bit more up and down as we get closer to Kalgoorlie. I don't know anyone out there who says, oh, I don't mind turbulence. Turbulence is fine. I think they're a liar. A bit of turbulence on a plane when you're going, so you think, yeah, okay, I get it. I get the air's moving, I understand it. But man, it's annoying. There is a town to my left, and they do have a strip.
Level 370 to All Rocks.
Bridge 16 anyway.
Rawlinna is the name of that town, and I had that as an option just in case. If I can't get to Kalgoorlie, I'm going to come back and land at that strip and then work out what my options are. If this turbulence gets any worse, maybe that's an option. It's manageable at the moment. I enjoy flying, you know that, don't get me wrong, of course I enjoy flying, I do it a lot, but there are some days when it's like a battle that you think you've got to win. I'm at now, so just a quick update, we're now at 8,500 feet, not 6,500 feet. There's more clouds, as you can see, around, starting to build up as we get closer to that weather. The turbulence at 6,500 feet was pretty awful, so I thought if it's convective stuff causing it, then the higher you get, hopefully, the less turbulence there will be. Now, I will admit, touch wood, I will admit that it's actually, well, I say that, see, the moment you say the turbulence is a bit better up here, it gets worse again. I will say though, like all turbulence and being a bit uncomfortable aside, it's beautiful out there. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've never flown over anything as remarkable as this. Whoa, turbulence off that huge crater there on the right.
Link 1608, turning base, currently 7 mile, runway 29 in Kalgoorlie.
Kilo Juliet November on a 2 mile final, runway 29, full stop, Kalgoorlie.
Do you know, don't you just love feeling vindicated as a pilot sometimes? So behind me there, that's where we came from. Not too bad, nice blue skies, bit of wind, but sure, that's okay. Over here, that's what's coming. Doesn't look too bad now, but honestly, this is one of those points where it's like, cut to 2 hours later, there's a lot of weather coming in. I think we got here just in time. All right, Kilo Juliet November is all locked up and secured for the night. Tie downs are on the back and the wings. Chocks on the wheels, all nice and secure and refueled. So if we do want to fly tomorrow, or any day actually, the next time we want to fly, jump in, pre-flight, do all that stuff, and then we can just go. Whoa! Got my bags, gonna head into town. I think I'm staying, where am I staying? So it turns out I'm staying here. Yeah, actually that is a pizza on my bed. I did order that from the local Kalgoorlie. Eatpizza.com.au. I'll give a full review of the pizza tomorrow morning. I won't do that. I'm sure it's great. I'm just staying here in the Regis Hotel just tonight, and then I'm going to wake up tomorrow and see what the weather's like and make a bit of a plan, because if the weather's still pretty lousy here, as it's predicted to be tomorrow, then maybe I'll stay here an extra night. If not, then what I'm going to do is either try and get to Perth, or just forget Perth entirely and keep heading up the coast and probably go to Geraldton or Shark Bay, but I'll know more about that tomorrow. And of course, you'll see that in tomorrow's vlog as well. I'm not putting these cliffhangers in to like hopefully entice you to tune in tomorrow. I genuinely do not know where I'm going to be, so I will also tune in tomorrow to find out what's going to happen.